Hi. So today I'd like to say thank you for some of the things that have been coming in the mail recently. I've been getting stuff in the mail that's unsolicited, so stuff that I wasn't asking for, but they're donations apparently from people who watch the channel who appreciate the content or people who've learned something from it. And this is really cool. So first up here that I have and forgive me if some of this stuff is actually wrong, where I'm putting stuff in your pile that wasn't supposed to be there. This may surprise people who are new to the channel or haven't been here, but my office is kind of small. So we've got, like, I would say maybe 10 feet this way and maybe, 14 feet this way. That is the space that I use to, again, go through like 10, 20, 30 tickets a day, depending, and house all the stuff. So sometimes, like, if it's not a customer device, it just kind of gets tossed into a little pile where I sort it out later. So the first thing I got here, and I would like to say thank you to... this is not a great video. I'm already gonna... The first thing, I'm already gonna fuck up your name. I'm sorry for fucking up your name, particularly since you're from Italy, and I'm Italian. So thank you to Aurel from Porto Torres, Sassari, Italy. This is what I got. So I got these new multimeter probes, which are pretty cool. They're fine probes, which are great because I fuck these probes up every couple of weeks, and then I have to dig through the internet to find out where to get them. So this is pretty cool, and it also, I think it came with this. It came with this little Constitution of the United States thing, with a lot of stuff to read there on the train, and also it came with this thing, test lead holder. Let's see. And yeah, my staff have been laughing at me all week saying, have you, because it came with this invoice logo, it says Probe Master on it. So everybody's been looking at me and going, have you played with your Probe Master yet, as they're putting their gloves on and, making all these silly jokes and stuff. But this is actually pretty cool because, again, you see how I work and how I sometimes drop things. Like, you can see this, I don't know if you can see it perfectly, but this is actually bent. It's not supposed to be bent. I actually do, damage these a lot. So this is really appreciated. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate this. And again, my staff also appreciated the laugh at my expense when something with the words Probe Master came in the mail. But yeah, thank you very much. That's really appreciated. Second thing that I got here is an Omnivice. This is pretty cool. So this here is a board holder. It's really meant for small boards, not like this. Like the stuff that I work on is usually large enough that the weight of the board is enough to keep it on the desk. But with iPhones, they're light enough that you can't really keep it on the desk. So this thing is a little board holder thingy. And it has this little thing on the side that, oh, cool. You can choose the height of it. So you can kind of control the height. Man, I would be so bad at unboxing videos. You can't see shit that I'm doing here. I'm like covering it with my hands. So you got this thing over here. And you can like move it up and down, so you could choose the height. See that? Oh man, I'd be such shit at unboxing videos. And then you unscrew this thing at the top, and then you can use it to shove a board in there. So let's see, here we go, I have a totally fucked iPhone donor board right here. So you do this, and see over here, it's got this, I don't know if it's rubber, but it's some type of material that you probably can't see because I'm shit at doing these types of videos on camera. But yeah, it has rubber here and rubber here, so when you put the board in, you don't have to worry about it getting scraped. Because with this clamp over here that I was using to hold boards, this is what you put your reballing stencil into. So see this? This is all metal. So you have to be really, really careful. I was very careful when I put my boards in here because it's all metal. It's like, yeah, you have to be careful because it can easily just break it. Whereas this thing, I'm not saying you should put pressure, but even if you put a decent amount of pressure, it's a really thick, soft rubber pad and another really thick, soft rubber pad, so it holds the board. It came with a note, actually. Hey, Lewis, I enjoy your videos on YouTube and have learned some things by watching you. Considering you generate this content for free just to give back to the repair community, I figured the community can give something back to you. Thank you. Hopefully the enclosed item will make your life a little easier after watching your video working on an iPhone board. I do hard drive, repair, and destruction, so if you ever have a bunch of junk drives you don't want to deal with, I will gladly destroy them and provide certificates of destruction for free. Please keep the videos coming and know we all appreciate them. Thank you. Hopefully I will see you put the Omnivice to good use. Sincerely, Michael. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. And, I'm actually going to be using this for the next thing that I got. So let's go into the next thing that I got here, and this is a doozy. This is really cool. So as some of you may know, virtually nobody actually watched that PBX video series. In fact, the day that I did the video series on how to set up a small business PBX, the whole idea there was that Jess and I were going back and forth on whether or not cell phone repair, not really mostly like iPhone screen repair is dead, and one of the things I was talking about is how you can make money doing just about anything else in technology, even if you don't fix iPhone screens, which just seems to be such a foreign concept to so many people. My idea was, here's what you can do to upsell your existing customers. So just one example of what you can do. If a business customer walks in and they're used to you fixing their iPhone screen and they trust you, you could also ask them, so if your organization has 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 users, what do you use for your phone system? Here's how you could set up a phone system. I lost 465 subscribers the day I did that video. That's a set of videos. I know most of it is probably from the fact that I split them up. This is one of those things where you really should kind of be yourself. Because the thing is, like, when I do a really long video, there are a lot of people that hate the fact that I do a 1 or a 2 hour video. A lot of people hate on it, and they're like, you should make these into clips. You should split them up. You should make them shorter. And I don't, and they hate, but then there's also a lot of people that like me for it, so I don't really care. Even if the idea fails, I don't care because I did things my way. But when I upload that stuff and I don't do it my way, and I lose subscribers and people are pissed, now it just kind of feels different. Like, if I'm being myself and my idea fails, whatever, I can live with that. But when I'm doing something outside of what I would usually do and it fails, that kind of sucks. But I forgot what the point was with that. But yeah, I totally forgot why I went off on that tangent. Anyway, the real cool thing here is the point is, in that series of PBX videos, you notice the audio starts crackling and popping, and at some point the audio either has a lot of high end or virtually no high end, and you can hear it going in and out. That's because my wireless transmitter was dying. So I bought this Shure BLX1 system, and I bought the little receiver for it. And I like Shure because their stuff usually lasts. I spent a few $100 on that system. I'm not kidding. That shit lasted, like, I would say, like 3 months, 4 months before it started to exhibit issues and then died. And I never fixed it because I have a rule when it comes to my own stuff. When it comes to the stuff that I use, I don't fix it. I buy a new one. I give myself that luxury of, after I'm done debugging a bunch of products that have no service manual and trying to find parts to crap off donor boards all day for a living, I have no desire to try and fix my own shit. So I just decided to go back to using this wired microphone shit, and it sucks because every time I want to move around, I have to deal with unplugging and plugging in a wire. It's particularly annoying because a lot of these videos I do, believe it or not, I actually make time to do them on the weekend when it's a little slower, and I'm the only one here. So every time somebody walks in, I stop what I'm doing and have to unplug this XLR connector, and it's just a pain in the dick. So some dude noticed that. He sent me a bunch of these XLR connectors. Sent me a fucking professional grade Sennheiser wireless microphone system. This is the EW300G. It still has, like, look, this is fucking new. Look at this. Look, this is professional grade, and look, it still has the little pieces on it like that. And let's see, where did I put the transmitter? See, this is what I hate. I have to find the transmitter now, and look what I have to do. All right, so this is the receiver. Can't even see it. Here we go. So I just moved the camera down so you could actually see it. You know, a lot of people were saying after I did that reflowing is BS video, like, I was jealous of Linus's subscriber count. I was jealous of his views. I was really just irritated at a tech channel giving out what I found to be kind of poor technical information. I'm not jealous of the views. I'm not jealous of the subscribers. I don't care about views, subscriptions, of any of that. You know what I am jealous of? You know what I will say after meeting him, by the way? The camera people. Like, you know, like, there was a guy, I'm not kidding, that was literally following him around everywhere, trying to figure out, like, the right lighting settings, the right white balance, how to film this and that, where to put, you know, what angle to get and everything, and just doing all this for him. And, like, I'm sitting here trying to show you how an item that I received works, and you can't even fucking see it because my camera skills, I'm not even thinking about it. It's so pathetic that it's not even on the table. Like, you know how dumb that is? It's like, hey, guys, check out this wireless mic transmitter that oh, it's not even on the fucking screen. And if I had an unboxing channel, like, can you imagine what my unboxing channel would be like? like minus 40,000 subscribers. I would have to pay YouTube to put up content that's shitty. But yeah, so I just had to unplug the mic to go and get it. That's something I hope to never have to do again. Yeah, check this out. So it came with a microphone. I haven't tried this thing yet. I want to be able to use this microphone just because Zapro DK sent me this microphone. This microphone, it's a DPA 4065. It retails for something like $600-700. All it required was for me to fix this thing, so that you guys may wonder why I have to adjust it often. It's because the headband, it literally came kind of like a broken hanger, so I had to bend it back into place and solder a connector onto it. Ever since then, I got a $600-something microphone that I paid shipping for. But it has this. And let's see what I got here. And this thing. Oh, this is cool. This is cool as hell. This is the Sennheiser EW300 G2. This, like, if you look at this and you just pick this shit up, and then you look at the Shure BLX1, like, the Shure BLX1 is a fucking joke compared to this. And I'm not, I could be talking out of my ass because, granted, I've literally never tried this before, but just feeling it, looking at it, just feeling the way it, you know, it just feels in your hand. This is another world of quality compared to the Shure one. Just feel alone, and I hope that it unlike that Shure piece of shit that I got, that this thing actually winds up lasting more than 3 fucking months. But this is cool. The only thing about this thing is that it has eighth inch, 3.5 millimeter input, and my microphone has a TA4F output. Good luck finding TA4F to this, so I'm going to be making my own adapter. I just bought something that I can use to make my own adapter. And when I do have to solder the connector of my microphone, I should have actually read the letter that came along with the wireless transmitter, because it did come with one. And it was a good one, by the way. This is one that scared my staff. Really scared them. Like, scared the shit out of them. As I wrote online, I repair medical equipment for a living. I hope this wireless transmitter and receiver are of some use to you. You do not owe me a thing. If I use your techniques to repair one PCB, that could save my hospital $1,000 to $100,000 depending on the device. Keep up the good work. Justin, biomed specialist. The reason this scared my staff is because, if I use your techniques to repair one PCB at a hospital, so it's equipment being repaired at a hospital using my techniques. And you see a lot of what my techniques are on YouTube. They see a little bit more of it just because they're the ones that they see the things that kind of go on fire that you guys don't see. Or today we're going to shove 20 volts into a board to try to make a hole in it, and then try to scrape away this, and then stack capacitors one on top of the other, and then to make the light work. The idea of that stuff being done to medical equipment just kind of scares the shit out of me. But I mean, you sound smarter than I am, so I sincerely hope that you're taking the good from my videos and not the scary stuff from my videos and using that to repair medical equipment. But really, honestly, all jokes aside, this is cool stuff. I mean, I really had no idea that anybody would ever watch this channel and think, this is great, let me apply this to fixing stuff in a hospital. And that's cool, because I always say that, the diagnostic mindset that I use for these things can be applied to lots of other different devices. And it can even be applied to business and other aspects of life. And just the realizing that somebody is using the crap that I'm putting out on YouTube to fix hospital equipment, it's pretty cool. Because, there's a lot of dubious, let's drill a hole, let's make a fire, let's scrape this thing that I do to get stuff to work again within the time and money constraints that exist and the size constraints of what I'm working on. But yeah, this kind of validates some of the stuff that I'm talking about may actually be good advice for somebody. And the idea of a hospital saving money, that's just pretty cool. But yeah, I never started this with the idea of getting shit for free. So that's why I don't ask for stuff for free, and I don't really expect it, and I don't, even with YouTube monetization and all that stuff. I turned on YouTube monetization after I did a spreadsheet where I realized that I had invested over $6,000 just into improving YouTube videos. So at that point, the people that I work with were like, it's not really selling out if you decide to just get back the money that you put into your idea. But it's a cool idea. I thought it would be a cool idea because I just I genuinely enjoy watching other people relive the success that I've gotten to live. I like that I don't work at Modell's Sporting Goods making minimum wage because I got crappy grades in high school. And it's cool to know that somebody else out there that has a similar mindset to me that may have had similar problems is able to get help from it. It's just cool stuff. And, I don't, again, I don't really want to ask for things for free because it's just not who I am. So like, I don't expect people to send this stuff, but when you do, when I get these notes along with it about the stuff that you've fixed and the money you've saved and what you've learned, it's pretty cool. Like that's the cool thing. Getting this for free is not necessarily the cool thing. The fact that somebody actually learned something from this that was worthwhile enough to warrant paying to buy this and then ship it here, that's pretty cool, damn cool. Same thing goes with stuff like Patreon. And, sometimes I get these messages from people saying, you've helped me. Do you have a Patreon or anything like that or a PayPal account that I can give money to? And the reason I'm never going to set up a Patreon account is, to be honest, I don't have it in me to do that type of stuff. Like, I am totally okay with charging ridiculous amounts of money to perform a service or to offer products or to build infrastructure to do something that I feel is beneficial. I am totally okay with charging lots of money to actively do something. I don't have it in me to take $1 from somebody if I haven't done something. So, like, for example, with some of the stuff that I've been doing lately. So let's say, we sell Flux. I have a forum, a board repair forum where people can ask questions and get direct answers from myself and people that are much, much smarter than myself. I sell the ISL 6259 chips. I offer the class and stuff like that. So, I mean, if this stuff has truly, honestly benefited you, I would suggest, if you really, really want to give money, I'm not going to take money for free. I don't, again, unless this stuff shows up at my door and I have to figure out when I open it that it's a gift, so I don't have a chance to send it back to you. Unless something shows up at my door where I have no choice, I'm not going to take money for free. I don't want money for free, or stuff. But if you really want to give back, buy a container of Flux. Like, it may cost $2 more than somebody else, or buy an ISL chip. It may cost 5 cents more than somebody on eBay. If you really, truly, honestly feel that this content is worthwhile, then you can buy something. But I can't set up a Patreon or anything like that because it's just fundamentally against who I am to take something for not actually doing anything. It just feels weird. But yeah, that's about that. But yeah, like with stuff like the forum, some people have even said, like, I don't intend to ask questions. I'm just doing this because you don't have a Patreon. But I don't. But like at the very least, like I want people to ask questions in the forum. I kind of want people to actually get their money's worth out of it. Because if I'm not providing you with a good value, I truly, honestly cannot take your money. Like I read these Patreons where they're like, I will write your name on my, I will write your name on my wall. I will allow you a 5-minute Google Hangout conversation. I will send you a picture from my latest vacation and I will include your name in the postcard and stuff like that. And it's just, that's not who I am. Like, if you really want to donate something, maybe I'll answer a motherboard repair question in return. Maybe I'll send you a container of Flux or a ISL chip. But I have structured ways of doing that are outside of Patreon that kind of contribute to my business. I'm not a Patreon, I'm not a Kickstarter-ish kind of person. But yeah, outside of that tangent, this stuff is really fucking cool. So thanks a lot for getting this stuff. And one of the things that I'm really motivated to do since all this stuff started showing up at my door is I want to improve the camera in my apartment. So I started doing some videos, somewhat off-topic videos for my apartment, and I've been using that microphone that Civil Lizard got. Maybe I bought this little PreSonus box thing that I plug into the computer for it. The thing is, the camera that's inside of my laptop flickers every now and then, and it kind of looks like shit. I've been thinking of getting a Nikon D5300 camera. It seems like a decent camera. The thing is, with this camera here, the reason I have a $2,200 camera at my office, which I would have never spent $2,200 on a Sony NEX-EA50 if I knew then what I do now. I didn't know that I could get a really good quality microscope camera. I was clueless when I was setting all this up. I knew nothing about video and any of that stuff and recording and changing different streams in real time. I thought what I was going to be doing was have the camera over here and have a little lever or something or a remote, and every time I wanted you to see what I was doing, that I was just going to zoom in and it would zoom in on the table, so that I needed this really amazing camcorder so that you could see what I was doing under the microscope. That's what I thought I was doing. That's why I spent $2,200 on a Sony NEX-EA50. If I knew I could have bought this amazing microscope camera for $700, I would have probably bought the cheapest piece of shit camcorder with HDMI out for like $200 or $300 that money could buy, and I'd have been done with it. Like having a $2,200 camcorder whose sole job it is to record me is like that. That's a waste. Like this is a waste of a good camcorder. This camcorder belongs to an art student or some film student who's going to make amazing things with it. Like there's really no need for me to have a $2,200 camcorder. But yeah, I don't want to spend that for my apartment just because it's again, it's like looking at me and it's going to be in shitty lighting in my home. So there's really no point. But I mean, just getting all this shit, like it just kind of makes me realize that this channel does have value, and that if people who are not me are willing to invest in my channel, then I really should be investing in my channel. So I'm looking through, and I honestly know jack shit when it comes to cameras and camcorders, so I don't know what the hell I'm looking for. I was just looking for something that had HDMI out so that I could use it with my capture setup, and something that had HDMI out that wasn't a total piece of shit without being incredibly expensive. So I'm looking at these used Nikon D5300 cameras, something with like, just the already comes with a lens and all that, so that I can just put that up. I just got this new desktop at home, so every time I decide to use this, the webcam and the laptop, I have to unplug the desktop, plug the laptop in, plug the audio stuff into the laptop, and then do a video. And that's just kind of a epic waste of time. But that's the next thing I'm going to be going for. And, again, thank you, everybody, for sending this stuff, because it really does mean something. And I'm definitely going to put it to good use.